Hi, I'm Rosen with Keller here in Chicago, and today let's talk about something that's been on a lot of people's minds lately: interest rates, and more specifically, how lower rates can directly impact what you can afford in today's Chicago market. We all know that interest rates have been a big headline for the past couple of years. When they go up, buying power drops, and when they come down, buyers suddenly have more room to breathe. But what does that actually look like in real numbers? Let's break it down with an example. Say you're looking to buy a $500,000 condo in Lakeview, maybe a 2-bed, 2-bath with parking, something move-in ready. If the rate is 7% on a 30-year fixed mortgage, your principal and interest payment would be about $3,325 per month. Now, if the rate drops to 6%, that same home costs you around $2,998 per month. That's roughly a savings of $327 every single month. Over a year, that's nearly $4,000 back in your pocket, and over the life of the loan, that's more than $100,000 in savings. So when rates move, even just by 1 percentage point, it can make a huge difference in what you can comfortably afford. And here's another way to look at it. With lower rates, your buying power increases. Maybe before, your monthly budget capped you out at a $500,000 condo, but with rates dropping, you could now afford something closer to $550,000. Maybe a higher floor, a better view, or even that extra parking space or home office that you really wanted. For a lot of Chicago home buyers, the shift can mean the difference between compromising and getting exactly what you want. Now let's go beyond the math. Let's talk about timing. When rates start trending down, the market tends to wake up. More buyers jump back in, sellers notice more activity, competition rises. That's why being prepared, pre-approved, clear on your budget, and ready to act gives you an edge. I often tell my clients you can always refinance later, but you can't go back and buy the home you missed out on. Lower rates create opportunities, not just for first-time buyers, but for move-up buyers and even investors looking to expand their portfolio here in Chicago. For example, I recently worked with a couple in Lincoln Square who were renting for years because they didn't think they could afford to buy. When rates dipped just a bit, they revisited their pre-approval and realized their monthly payment on a starter home was almost identical to what they were paying in rent. They jumped in, found a beautiful brick bungalow, and now they're building equity instead of paying someone else's mortgage. That's the power of a small rate change in a market like ours. So if you've been waiting on the sidelines, wondering if rates will go lower or if it's the right time, my advice is simple. Run the numbers with someone who knows the market inside and out. Sometimes what looks out of reach today could be within range tomorrow, and especially if rates move in your favor. Chicago is a city built on resilience and long-term investment. People here don't just buy homes, they put down roots. Lower interest rates are more than just good news headlines. They're real opportunities and for stability, growth, and the next chapter in your story. I'm Rosen with Keller here in Chicago, and I'd love to help you navigate this market with confidence and clarity. Because at the end of the day, it's not just about interest rates, it's about finding the right home for you.